Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today is day 4 of my 6-week journey, and yesterday I didn't film because I was editing and I noticed that I was talking too much. There's too much material, there's too much and I was a bit tired, so I was like, oh, I don't want to film yesterday. Yesterday I drove a bit through the Eifel. It was a bit of a challenging day. But in the end I drove about 280 kilometers to end up at the camping I slept at, which I just left a couple of minutes ago, and I'm now on my way to the Porsche Museum in Stuttgart, which is actually also quite a bit of drive. I think it was 170 kilometers or 2.5 hours if you're avoiding the highways. Anyway, what I'm going to do is talk less and maybe make a bit more how to say shots, but I don't want to film too much anymore because I definitely had like 4 hours or something of materials to edit, which is just simply too much. So I'm gonna leave it here, see what happens today. Talk to you later. Welcome back to the second part of this vlog. It's now day 5 and I'm driving in the Black Forest. Yesterday was a very lovely day until I left the Porsche Museum. The Porsche Museum was nice. If all is well, there should have been some footage, and not a lot, but that's alright. And when I left the Porsche Museum, I had a bite to eat there, and it was still dry. I knew there was rain expected and predicted. The clouds looked also very, very dark, but there was nothing happening. And then when I went to the motorcycle to back up and to put on my rain gear and everything, by the time I was at the exit of the parking garage, it was torrential rain, basically. I contemplated for a bit to stay, but I knew that it would take several hours, well after closing time of the museum, to clear. So I decided, fuck it, I'll just go. I was soaked in minutes, to the bone, basically. I have shoes, motorcycle shoes, that are good for dry weather because they let air through. So if it's warmer, then your feet don't. They were soaked, obviously. My socks were soaked, which then every time you put down your foot, it's soaked. My trousers were to a certain degree also soaked, especially at the feet, but luckily the rain suit protected most of it, except my gloves. I was wearing my summer gloves, which was not a smart idea either, but hey, they were soaked as well. And I had to set up the tent in the rain, so I drove to camping. There was an hour and a half or something to drive. Drove there, had to set up. I had like an hour, I think, of no rain or light rain, until the rain would start again. So I rushed to set up my tent, and then I forgot to bring food with me in the tent and entertainment. So yeah, at some point I had to get out of the tent also to go to the toilet. Yeah, everything soaked. It didn't really dry the last night because it was still raining and very wet. The tent was still wet this morning. Yeah, so wet. Makes me really want to go into a hotel today. I knew this would happen. I knew setbacks would happen, and this is definitely a setback because I'm on the motorcycle and my feet are freezing because it's still soaked. Even though I have some Ziploc bags around my socks to keep out most of the rain or most of the water, it's still cold. But I have no other option. Also wearing my winter gloves rather than my summer gloves. Because it was just too cold. I already I'm wearing now 2 long pieces of t-shirts basically in the sweater. I'm still cold, so I'm still contemplating putting in my winter part of the jacket. But let's see how this goes. Yeah, so I'm now driving in the Black Forest. Need to see what I'll do because I didn't really have breakfast that much. Need to think about lunch, obviously. I might actually also consider going to the supermarket to get some buns, some soft buns that can be squished into the suitcase. But let's see. Let me just first enjoy this ride that you've probably been enjoying now more than me because I've been thinking about what to say. So yeah, to the Swiss border today. And I think that's a distance or time. I think it should be there 3 o'clock or something by the time I'm there, something like that, maybe a bit earlier. I don't want to make it too late. I want to set up camp nice and early to give it a bit more time to dry. But I think the sun is far behind the clouds, so I'm not sure if there's going to be a lot that will dry. But I have to try anyway. So yeah, first really terrible day of weather. This is why I'm going south. I heard in the Netherlands it was even worse though, so hey, there's at least that. But now I'm really aching for sun and a warm bed and a bath and the shower and what have you. So I might still consider getting an B&B or a big hotel or something. We'll see when I'm eating lunch. Anyway, that's it for now. Enjoy some of the footage from the Black Forest. With 0 visibility. I just passed a sign that says "Here lies your death," which if you fall down here, yeah, this is nice and high already. But I definitely not my death because traffic is going very slow because of all the lorries. So I recorded a video earlier on a motorcycle as a closure to the vlog of today. Unfortunately, the sound quality was terrible, so I'm just recording it from the campsite, where I'm actually not alone. If my camera follows me, there is another camper over there. Yeah, so I'm now at the camping in the southern side of Black Forest, and I need to make a decision basically, because I need to cross into Switzerland and then into Italy. But if I look closely, all the major passes that you want to go through on a motorcycle, they're closed. Probably still too much snow there. So I need to figure out how I'm gonna go to Switzerland. Luckily there was a fellow camper so kind to point me out to another pass that I could take straight into Italy, which sounds very lovely, to be as quickly as I can into Italy. So I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do this, basically go into Italy, go into the warmth, because I'm cold today. I lost the motivation basically. The weather was good today, but yesterday with the rain and everything being wet, it was terrible. But luckily now I'm at the campsite, it's all dry again. I went out for a run, that helped a bit with the motivation, but yeah, I didn't really feel like staying on the campsite anymore. So let's see how it goes from here. But if I go into Italy, hopefully the weather is a bit nicer, and then life would be easier. Because with the wet shoes and wet everything, I was freezing my ass off today. Anyway, hope you enjoyed today's vlog. And I'm actually should be uploading now first one. And as always, have a very lovely day. And see you for the next one.